trying to tell me who I am. I gotta show them who I am. It's being Jammin.
I was told I was a killer, supposed to be a dope dealer. When it's time to gas up, they fill up. Time to gas up, they fill up. They fill up me with things that we shouldn't see. Coming things that we shouldn't be. To the girls that's feeling me, to the world you're a killer. I don't even know if it's my time yet. Woo! But I'm never coming second if it is. You know I'm out hood, leave the weapon what it is. You can get your shit to slap it, Willie Smith know what it is. You know that? Boy, look at Kodak. Young dread nigga with the kick drum to blow that. With some city girls, that's just so fat they throw back. And if you ever pull that, snow that, or blow that, you probably know how I pour juice in the foe. But why can't you let it go? The juice sticking to my soul. Can't stop, won't stop, no. I've been told since 2004. I was told I was a killer, supposed to be a dope dealer. Like I'm supposed to move drugs off the villa. Then it's like behind bars, that's what they figure. When they ask why I say it's because, nigga. Yeah. I was told I was a killer, supposed to be a dope dealer. When it's time to gas up, they fill up. Time to gas up, they fill up. They fill up me with things that we shouldn't see. Coming things that we shouldn't be. To the girls that's feeling me, to the world you're a killer. Me, yes me. Make Jammin with juice with no knee. On our way to the TOP with our cities on our back like we gon' see. Hey, hey, like a chief on cheap, boy. Singing my jack, boy, lean on me. Hey, hey, ducking all the COP with the devil on his side, hoping he OD. If you want the truth, I got time for it. You know how many folks hit my line for it? You know all the many nights I done cried, but then he done died. I mean, he really gave his life for it. Whoa, knowing that this life isn't fair. I only see the truth when I'm staring in the mirror. They said keep it G, so I'ma keep it playing. That's 24/8 if you wanna take me there, boy. Oh yeah! I was told I was a killer, supposed to be a dope dealer. When it's time to gas up, they fill up. Time to gas up, they fill up. They fill up me with things that we shouldn't see. Coming things that we shouldn't be. To the girls that's feeling me, to the world you're a killer. Me. Fresh in a mug, now it's time to wake up. Early in the morning, woo! I know somebody yawning, woo! But it's time to get the money, bro. Woo! You can't act funny about that money, y'all. Early in the morning, woo! Can I hit it in the morning, woo? But then you gotta feed them kids. Jammin with juice, y'all know what the business is. What? I said what? I said what? I said what? It's Jammin with juice, y'all know what the business is. Call in, hit the chat. Okay. Is that right? Okay. Fresh to the
What's up? Juicy Nation, and to all of our certified juicy jammers out there, what's poppin'? And good morning, Milwaukee. You are now tapped into sipping on, and most importantly, y'all are waking up to Jammin with juice. The morning stream, you guys. Only stream y'all need to be on right now. Okay, I'm your girl Noni Juice, always keeping it juicy. And of
Fresh
course, I got
is-
my boy Ben Jammin with me.
It is amazing.
Yes. And
So
we are live
amazing.
from the
So
Jammin' with Juice
amazing.
studios
So
inside of the Milky Way building and sponsored by Cindy Johnson Allstate Insurance Agency in MKE, the 414. Okay. Hope you guys had a beautiful holiday weekend. The first one that we have coming up. We got another one coming up in about less than a month now at this point, but hope
Yup.
y'all had a safe, fun, snowed in weekend. And yeah, but right now, y'all, we want to tap into who our certified juice jammers are on the chat right now. Okay, we got to do our morning roll call. Okay, so Benjamin, without further ado, can you please give me my theme music? Woo! Good morning. Good morning to Sincere,
Top
who's
of the
actually
morning,
first
top of
in
the
the
morning,
chat.
top of the
He
morning,
says
top of the
Grand
morning to
Rising,
you.
yo. We got Josh Jermaine in
Yeah,
the
Josh,
building.
good morning.
We
Top
got
of the morning to
FE
you.
in the building.
Good
We got
morning.
Willie Grays in the building.
Willie, good morning,
We got
Willie.
my girl Kayla in the building.
Good morning, Kayla
We
G.
got Miss Anita Nicole in the
Anita
building.
Nicole, give me some more.
We got Lady B Milwaukee in the building.
Lady B, good morning. Top of the morning
And
to
we
you, queen.
have Nicole. What's up, Nicole?
Nicole?
I think that's a
Nicole?
new name today.
Ooh.
What's
Shout out
up,
to
Nicole?
God
Good
bless you. Grand
morning. She
rising.
says happy December, y'all.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the first of the month.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
It's the first of the month.
I know we got somebody else
Is
too.
that Jeff? Shout out Jeff.
Hefe. That's Hefe.
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 Oh, okay.
I'm calling that man Hefe.
Sure.
I think it's a guy.
What's popping? What's popping? What's popping?
Top of the morning, top of the morning,
That's
top
crazy.
of the morning to y'all.
November literally came and went, y'all. Like, it's no longer November 2025 anymore. We will never get November 2025 back.
And I don't
it is
want it
now
back.
December 1st.
I don't want it back. November can kick rocks. This whole damn year can kick rocks. Juice.
One more month of 2025. Isn't that
Golly.
crazy? That's
It
so
is.
crazy.
I feel like this year really did fly by though. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was January and now it's December.
Yeah,
You
like the whole year was a blur. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The whole year was a blur, y'all.
I hate this year.
But it's still beautiful. We are in the land of the living, as I like to say, and it's beautiful.
Are
you
we
know?
really? Everybody out here seems
Yes.
body. You know, we got living, walking robots now.
That is very true.
You know?
But it's a good time. So I want to know in the chat how y'all Thanksgiving went. Not even just Thanksgiving. I guess Thanksgiving holiday, because we were here on Friday. Where was y'all at?
Shopping.
Where was y'all at on Friday?
Black Friday shopping.
All right, we was here. So we talked to some of our certified juicy jammers on Friday, but how was your holiday weekend? Let us know
Right.
some things that y'all did. Did you go shopping? Did you get something really nice for Black Friday? It's Cyber Monday today.
Ooh.
It is Cyber Monday today, y'all. So if you want some of those online deals, now is the time to do it. All right, go ahead and do your shopping.
Did you think about buying anything for our Cyber Monday juice?
I don't have nothing to buy.
Okay.
Maybe some more shampoo.
I'm just checking your temperature right now. You know,
Oh.
trying to see what you on. You know,
What you
Because you be
mean?
wanting people to boycott and stuff. As soon as you see a boycott, you be like, "Hey, y'all, we boycott, we protested." Trying to see where you at with it.
Yeah, I have nothing to purchase.
Okay.
And I don't want to fall into the consumerism society.
I'm not gonna lie, Juice. I feel like we as Americans right now, our biggest religion is consumerism. You know, like honestly, being out for Black Friday, although everything that was going on for Black Friday, I'm like, damn, like y'all people really out here shopping, stepping over one another. You know, damn near ready to kill each other.
Man, I ain't nobody trying to kill each other, but they
Nah,
was
folks-
outside.
Folks be ready and about that life on Black Friday, bro.
That's crazy.
I've seen somebody out, and this is down in Racine, you know, shout out to my home city. But I've seen it before where somebody pulled out a gun over somebody for some pajamas on Black Friday day.
This year?
This was like a few years ago.
Okay, ain't nobody doing that now. Ain't nobody been up in the blicky for some pajama pants.
Man,
Like,
I'm just
what?
saying. I'm just saying, bro. It get crazy out here.
It definitely does get crazy. But I'm trying to figure out, how did y'all handle the snow that we had this past weekend? Because it was a lot, y'all. It was like 6 to 10 inches. It was the first snow that we've had. You know, I currently have a thread going on right now. It's going up. Make sure you guys follow me on threads at @CarrieNoni_. But I was like, yo, it feel like Milwaukee missed a couple steps, fam. Like,
What
it
you
feels like
mean?
we went from summer to a really brief fall fall to now it's just cold and winter and snow on the ground. And mind you, it's supposed to snow some more today, y'all. We supposed to get another like maybe 2 inches or so today.
That's a little light.
And yeah, it's light, but think about what we already got going on. And so there is a snow emergency in effect right now. The city of Milwaukee has declared a snow emergency. So what that means is, y'all, let me pull it up for y'all.
This some bullshit.
The winter parking regulations begin today in Milwaukee because the snow emergency is in effect. Whenever a snow emergency is declared, all vehicles must follow posted signs and use alternate side parking citywide between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. where parking is allowed, because they have to try to clear the streets, y'all. They have to try to clear all the streets. So make sure y'all are looking at those at all the signs. Winter parking regulations are also taking effect starting today in the city of Milwaukee, and they're going to be enforced through March 1st. All right. So just do with that information what you will and be safe. Man. All right. But be prepared for more snow tonight. But let me just tell y'all about Saturday, because Saturday was a crazy day for both of us, I would say. Wouldn't you say that, Benjamin?
Juice, I got beef with Mother Nature.
I know you do.
I got beef with Mother Nature. I do. But you know what? You go ahead and tell people how your Saturday was.
Man, okay. Right. So, you know, I had to host an event, right? Shout out to Joel Boyd.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
I had to moderate the Hype premiere here in Milwaukee. Joel did some stand-up. They had some raffle giveaways, which was really cool. Yeah, it was funny and all of the things, right? I had to moderate the talk back. But the problem is, like, he had told me that it was up in the air a little bit. They were like, by 5 p.m., we're going to make the decision whether or not we're going to cancel or not. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, just let me know. Everything's going to be good. Boom. In my mind, I thought we was going to cancel. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought
the show must go on.
I thought we were going to cancel it. I wouldn't have wanted to cancel it, but I was just thinking, you know, people driving. Right. It's crazy out there. Dangerous. I'm already knowing that the roads is probably dangerous. You know, people, when the first snow hit, people do act like they don't know what's going on. You know, they act like they don't remember how to drive and nothing. People swerving back and forth. It's just really crazy. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, I think this going to get canceled. Because they said the thick of the snow was supposed to happen between like 12 p.m. and midnight. And so I'm like, the event's at 6 o'clock. It's going to be a lot of snow on the ground by then. But he ended up sending me a message, y'all, a little earlier that morning. He was like, yo, I've been reaching out to some people who are coming. They said they still want to come. We actually even still have people who want to purchase tickets. So it's looking like a go right now. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm mentally getting prepared to have to brace through this snow and go through and fulfill my duties as the moderator for this like 15-minute talk back, right?
Right.
And so around almost 4 o'clock, you know what happens to me?
What happened, bro?
I lose power in my house.
Your power went out?
My power completely went out, you guys. And mind you, this was before I had got ready.
Yeah.
This was, my car is in the garage. So the garage door was completely closed.
Damn.
And I text Joel and Joy. I said, hey, y'all, I've run into a bit of an issue.
Got into a fender bender.
What would y'all have done in that situation? Would you have texted them like, hey, there could be a possibility that it might be difficult for me to get to this event to moderate it because my power has now gone out. And with my power going out and my car not being able to get out of the garage, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, you know, come through, because We Energies hit me with the text.
Right.
And they said, we're not gonna be able to fix this till like 6:30, maybe 7:30, like 7:30. And I'm like, that's not gonna work because I have places to go, people to see, things to do, events to host. You know what I'm saying? But I texted them that, and you want to know, Joe called me with the quickness, and he was like, so, like, what's going on? Are you saying that you can't come, or like, what's the problem? And I'm like, yeah, I got my power is out right now. It's not going to get fixed for a while. And you know what they hit me with?
Get an Uber?
They hit me with solutions. They hit me with so many solutions. They were like, all right, well, like, do you have to be there for the power to start back up? Like, do you have to, you know, can you still leave? Like, can Joy come pick you up? And, you know, because Joy was like, I could pick you up and you could get ready at my house, or you can get ready at the venue, you know, whatever it is you need to do. And then I'll take you there and all this other stuff. And I was like, I don't want you driving out of your way to come get me. Yeah. And then I got to go to your house just to get ready and all the things. But then I couldn't get ready at her house because she had to go pick up Julian's mom. And so it was just a lot going on. And so in my head, I'm like, well, I could try to make it work. You know, I could try to do something to make it work. So you know what I had to do? I had to get ready in the dark, y'all. I got ready in the dark. I used my phone as like a flashlight, but my phone was dying at the time and I couldn't charge it. So I'm like, okay, we lit some candles up there. I didn't know that your water pressure or your water doesn't get extremely hot, I guess, when your power is down. I never put the two and two together, but my water was not getting very hot. So I'm showering in the dark and it was like lukewarm water. I couldn't see anything, but luckily the garage door, my property manager, he lifted it up manually so then I could get out, at least drive out, because I said, okay, I don't want her having to come down here just to get me and stuff. And then by like 5:30, the power came back on. So crisis was averted, but it just was like, I thought it was so funny how they hit me with solutions. They was like, oh no, you getting up over here. I don't care if we got to come scoop you. I don't care if you got a shower in the back. Like you gon' find a way to come here and do this panel. And I thought that was just so funny, but we did it. It was fun. And the hype premiere was good. Everybody loved it. They were laughing and our talk back was good. So it was really a good time. But I just was like, man, next time I'm about to host anything in the wintertime, I'm putting an extra weather fee on that, because it's like, if I gotta come out in the snow and it's dangerous and it's slipping and sliding and I gotta get ready in the dark, that's $200 on top. $200 on top.
You ain't wrong.
But shout out to Joy. Shout out to Joel. I hope he made it home safely. I don't know if he's still here or not. I think he might have went back to New York, but yeah.
Question though, because Trey Tay in the chat, he goes on to say, look, taking a shower in the dark is crazy, but you ain't have no candles on deck.
We do. I did have some candles, but I don't have that many candles. I'm not gonna lie to you. The candles ain't been smelling the same.
I mean, but you just need some candles just in case that ends up happening. You know, your electricity go out.
Yeah, I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up in a household where like our power went out often. Yeah. So I didn't. It's not in me to just have a bunch of candles in case that happens.
That makes sense.
But I understand that some people have lived a life. I know you've expressed that before.
Yeah,
where like your power would go out all the time. And
every summer.
And you would need to have a bunch of candles. I can't remember that ever being my lifestyle. So now I don't have a whole lot of candles to just around the house. You know what I'm saying? But I think it is important to have some, because you can't rely on We Energies sometimes to always have your back. But really it wasn't We Energies. It was a tree fell down or something like that.
It was an act of God. That's what it was. Act of God. Mother Nature, just doing Mother Nature things.
I for sure thought, oh man, I ain't gonna be able to make it to this panel or this event, but they said absolutely not. You're gonna come regardless. And I'm like, I appreciate the dedication for them, even because people showed up. People came in the snow, and it was crazy to me, because maybe I'm at the age now where if it's snowing bad outside and I'm at the crib, like I'm not coming out, but people was still going out to the club. They was going out to the bars. Like they was really lit. They was like, nah, put them snow boots on and that snowsuit, and we finna turn up over here at the club.
That's funny, man. That's one of them things about living in Wisconsin, though. It's like, you know, you can't act like you're not from Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? So you should be already prepared for this. You should know what the snow's gonna look like.
But you can't control other people's cars.
No,
like,
you definitely
can try to drive as slow as you want to, as cautious as you want to, but it's other people that I be worried about, because other people don't know how to drive their cars. And real. So for me, I'm not going outside if it's crazy like that. Money's on the line, you know, but like to just be kicking it, no.
It's a lot of risk involved, man. It's a lot of risk. I mean, even for a driver like myself, you know, I know how to drive. You know what I'm saying? I definitely know how to drive, but you know, sometimes you can't control what ends up happening. So, you know, look, man, I was so upset when this happened, but I crashed my car, y'all. I crashed my bitch. Man, so damn pissed. I'm mad right now. I'm heated. Okay, because it was literally nobody out there on the road with me. Nobody out there on the road with me. All I know is I guess my car got to sliding on a bit of ice. And I tried all the things they tell you to do in driving school.
Like
pump
what?
your brakes. Pump your brakes. I'm good. I'm doing all that, right? I'm turning the wheel this way, none of that stuff worked. None of that stuff worked, man. I ended up sliding into a wooden pole. You know, one of the poles that show you like the road's about to end or whatever.
Yeah.
I slided in one of them stakes, man. I mean, fortunately, I didn't break the stake in the road or whatever. But my car is damaged, man. I'm glad it's not totaled. You know what I'm saying? But I'm over here like, damn, man, I thought I was going to ride through clean with my joint, you know, throughout this whole entire winter. But, you know, that just goes to say, man, you guys have to stay safe. You know, that's what it taught me. I shouldn't even have my black ass
What was you
outside.
out there doing?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest, man. I was out here getting mine, man. You know, I was making jugs all throughout Racine. That's what I was doing.
What does that mean?
I was doing a few deliveries.
I knew it. I
was doing a few
In
deliveries.
my head, I said, that daggone Ben was out here doing some deliveries. Trying to get that extra weather pay on top, bro.
And that's really what it was. And the thing is, y'all, I really should have just listened to myself because I had already did one delivery, but I'm like, I'm going to just do one more and then go back in the crib.
How much do you get for just one delivery, bro?
Like $25, $30. It ranges. But,
oh.
Yeah, so that's like $25 an hour, $30 an hour. You know what I'm saying? But
if you only doing one a day, that's just $25.
I mean, that's if you're only doing one a day. You know?
Wasn't that your plan?
Not really. I was trying to test the waters that day. I was trying to see how bad the snow was really going to
get. Bro, for $25, you should just stayed in the house. Because now look at your car, bro.
Yeah, bro.
If I could see if you was like, I'm going to be out here all day getting to this bag. But you did one and was like, let me just do two. Just do two.
You know? Man, just stacking up a few dollars, man.
I feel you, though.
But yeah,
it's rough out here, y'all.
Yeah, but I'm like,
gotta
damn.
Get to it.
I'm like, damn, like, why does this have to happen to me, God? You know? And I got to really thinking, you know, how to, because, you know, I'm a big reflective person and stuff. And I kind of felt like this is going to happen to me in this month here. Just because my girl had gotten into a car accident and her car got totaled. Then my mom, who was it first? I think it actually was my mom first.
Yeah, it was your mom first.
My mom first, her car got totaled. Then my girl, she get into an accident. Her car get totaled. Thankfully, you know, I got into it's not thankfully that I got into an accident, but I got into an accident and my car got scraped up a little bit, you know, but me being the handyman that I am.
All in November,
like for real, man, F this whole year, like throw this year in the trash. All right, 2025, I'm not going to say it's the worst year of my life, but it's not one of my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget this year.
But
where 2024 at?
But you know, bro, 2024 was a movie. Is that what they be saying?
It was.
2024 was a movie. 2024 was giving 2016 vibes, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But I thought about what you said because you had texted me that. You said, man, I hate this year.
I swear to God, bro.
And
back to back. My uncle died.
And I was thinking in my head, I said, well, yes, it has been a tough year for many reasons, but I'm going to say it has been a challenging year. That's how you got to frame it. It has been a challenging year, but it hasn't completely sucked. Like, you got to think of the positives that have come from,
a good pros,
you know, the year 2025. So, yes, it has been challenging, but it's not no challenge that we have not been able to move
to
through.
endure.
You know, yes.
My dog Hazel almost died. You know, Hazel got hit in January by a car. You know, like, it's been a lot of things that's been happening, bro. But like you just said, though, it's good to keep a positive mindset because at the end of the day, as they always say, you know, there's always a dark cloud before, you know, the good stuff starts to happen.
Exactly.
Or whatever. So that's what I'm looking at.
It's been challenging for sure.
Yeah,
but a good challenge is good for you. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
Like, you need challenges in life in order to grow and to thrive and evolve. That's a great word for it. So challenges are going to come, but it just sucks. When you showed me that picture, I said, Ben, at least it wasn't total because y'all only got one car right now.
Yeah, that's real, bro. We only got one whip right now, man. Like I said, because my girl's car got totaled. So, like, it's just me. You know, it's just me out here now. But it is what it is, man. I'm just going to get it fixed at the end of the day. Got some good insurance and stuff. It'll take care of it. But for the time being, I got to ride around. Because honestly, I'm not going to lie. I had always wondered what was people's scenarios in life when you see them with a brand new car, but they still ride around with this brand new car with, like, the bumper missing. I'd be like, damn, like, why you ain't ever get this fixed? You know what I'm saying?
It's expensive.
It is expensive. Like, stuff like that is truly expensive, especially if you don't have the right type of insurance. And what's so crazy is, Juice, is like, this whole insurance idea, I've been learning so much about it in this past month, man.
Yeah.
But because I have full coverage, so I got collision insurance and stuff, the collision insurance that I have will make certain that like Progressive, which is my insurance agency right now, take care of it. And then from there, I'll just have to pay my deductible. So as long as I pay my deductible, they'll go ahead and fix up my whip. And I'll figure out what happens after that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, last thing that I do just want to say, y'all, before we switch gears just a little bit, it's actually kind of two things, and it's revolving around Thanksgiving. Them Thanksgiving leftovers, throw them out. They're done.
What?
They're done.
How you gonna tell folks
They're done.
They was working night and day for that macaroni and cheese.
You decided to freeze whatever you had left, toss it in the trash. It is done, you guys. I finished up my last remaining leftovers, I believe, yesterday morning. And I said, thank you, Jesus. I am done with the leftovers. It's been 4 days. They near 5 days. Well, no, it ain't been 5 days, but it's been 4 days. And they're just done. So if y'all still have some Thanksgiving leftovers, if you're not going to freeze it for a later time and place, throw it out because it is completely done. Get all the aluminum out the refrigerator. Get all the tin cans out the refrigerator. It is over with and it is done. And then the last thing that I just want to say is watch who you be bringing over to your houses for Thanksgiving, y'all. You gotta watch who you bring over to your house for Thanksgiving because they're gonna run their mouth. Like you said, it's not all good energy. It'd be some bad juju that y'all be letting over into your houses. And the person that I am referring to right now, what was his name? Do you remember his name? He's a football player.
I don't remember his name, but he would never come back to my house if I was Russell
facts,
Wilson.
bro. It's facts. I'm trying to find his name right now, but it was a young man who's a football player, and he was invited to Russell Wilson and Sierra's Thanksgiving. I don't know if it was this year. It might have been another year, but he is now out here talking online on this podcast, talking about how Russell Wilson didn't have no family over. His mom wasn't there. His sisters wasn't there. And he was like clocking his pockets in a sense, pocket watching, saying like, yo, if I had the money that Russell Wilson had, I would have been flew out my family so they could come spend, Thanksgiving with me. Like, that's just what I would do, especially because he has like a whole brand deal or an endorsement with the airline company. Like, it don't make no sense why his family wasn't even there. And so he running his mouth on this podcast talking, and it's like, you can't invite everybody to your house because he ain't gonna get another invite probably to nowhere else ever again. You got people who try to let you in order to know your family, know your, have you around their kids and stuff like that, right. And then they go behind your back and talk about it. I feel like Tiffany Haddish did that once before, where she was talking about, she was at somebody's house, and I think she was around Beyonce or something like that, and she was just yapping, telling all the behind the scenes that wasn't caught on camera. And it's like, you can't do that. When you at a certain level, you gotta truly watch who you hang around, who you bring around, all of that. And so that's just what I wanted to say about that one, y'all. Yes, Trayvon, what's his name? Trayvon Boykin or something like that. That's what it's called. But I'm about to be done. I'm moving right along.
What, bro? You say you about to be done?
Yeah, I said what I need to say.
Man, these folks need to see the video, man.
Man, what's the point? So he could just say the same thing? Like, it's weird behavior. All I'm saying is watch who you be having around. That's all.
No, I agree, man. Because like stuff like this, bro. Again, if I was Russell Wilson, I definitely would never ever bring this dude back.
Right.
Like you said, if you are a celebrity to that degree or whatever, you better be mindful. You better be mindful of who you bring in and letting in the house, because they could be a talking mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
See everything that you done. Now they talking behind your back. And what's so crazy to me is, Juice, is like in today's time, they don't even be talking behind your back. They just gonna do it on the internet, on somebody else's podcast,
in public.
Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you know how disrespectful that is? First off, I didn't have to send you an invite. I didn't have to invite you to my house. I didn't even have to make certain that there was food for you to eat. You know what I'm saying? But you came and ate off my table with my family. You saw my kids. You know what I'm saying? And you worried about where my mom at, my sister at, my cousins at and stuff. Dog, you around my family. This is my immediate family. That's baby Future right up over there. What are you talking about? You know?
What are you talking about?
So it's one of them things to me where, like, you guys definitely have to watch who you having around your house and just what energies you are taking in, man, because people don't always have the best intentions for you. I want to just play them this video, Juice. I'm going to play them this video.
Okay, play the video.
House for Thanksgiving. The weirdest feel like he catered. So no, like, bro, I come from a traditional country black family.
We throwing down.
If I got as much money as Russell Wilson, my whole family would talk about me so bad if I ain't fly everybody out there for Thanksgiving. And I'm sponsored by an airline.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not close to his family.
And maybe he not. But his mama wasn't there. Sisters wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even though, like, it still weird to me. I'm just still, even if you don't food with your family, like, it still weird to me on Thanksgiving. My family gonna do the food. That's just what we gonna. If you the one with the money, we coming to your house. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me
that part.
That's what we gonna do. So to get over there and catch Russell Wilson, like him, is literally him, Sierra Daddy, me, Noonie, Baby Future, the chef, and 2 nannies, and 3 dogs. And Baby Future at that time was bad as hell. hey, Baby Future, what you think? You know, everybody going around the room saying what they thankful for and shit. Like, Baby Future, what you thankful for? Oh, just thankful for. I think he said something like, I mean, he was a kid though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he was a kid. I think he a lot better than that. But at that time,
man, look, like I said, just disrespectful, man. You around my family on Thanksgiving, on the holidays. You even meeting Sierra Daddy. All right, this is my father-in-law, and you got the nerve to open up your mouth with a podcast.
Yeah.
And talk about me and my people's Baby Noonie, Baby Future gonna talk about how Baby Future was bad as hell. Ooh, that's just disrespectful, man. So you will never, ever, in my opinion, if I was Russell Wilson, ever get another invite back to my crib at all. Yeah, Trey, you right. Buddy lame as hell.
Yeah,
like,
he's definitely. But I mean,
worried about everybody else is there. You there?
But this is what goes on now on these podcasts. People running their mouth,
right,
you know, for no reason. Well, to go viral, maybe whatever, get some attention, because like Josh said, he's not even in the league anymore. Like, so why are you over here talking? And Russell Wilson and them only got a bigger bag since you've been at their house, right, you know, because he making it seem like it was when Baby Future was a lot younger. I don't think all of the other kids were necessarily there yet. This was something that happened back in the day. But it's like, seems to me like Russell Wilson and Sierra completely have elevated, and you sitting over here on a podcast and nobody likes you.
Level up.
So what's really going on? What's really popping? But watch who y'all be bringing into y'all house, bro.
Hey, and I'm with
everybody not for you.
I went to Jordan, man, my Gemini brother in Black Conscious. He said, wait, he didn't say the food was nasty, so he ate and then ran and talked doo-doo. Okay, ungrateful ninja. Okay, and that's exactly how I feel about it. It's like this dude over here. Yeah, juice. Eating the macaroni and cheese. This man out here eating the yams. This man was in Russell Wilson's house eating the greens. And it came to a podcast to put him on blast. For what? For why? Ungrateful Negroes.
Most definitely. Tracy said he was trash in the league too. That's yikes, big yikes. But all right, you guys, today what we're going to talk about is the fact that there is a new study that reveals the true age of your adult brain when it's developed. What? And it is not the age that you thought it was. A lot of people thought it was at the age 25.
Yeah.
That is when your brain is fully developed. But a new study shows that it's actually a different age than what you think. So some people might be happy about this.
This is crazy.
Some people might be excited about this new age. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all how I feel about it in a second here, but we are gonna take a pause for the cause. Okay, something juicy is definitely up next. But before we do that, you guys, we definitely have to hear a word from our lovely sponsor. So let's do that.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm thick cut bacon sizzling on your stove, and while you were over there smearing your bagel, this little piggy went on a splatter spree. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you'll be crying wee over this fire in your home. So get Allstate.
Contact Milwaukee Allstate agent Cindy Johnson today at 414-445-2558.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It's Nona Juice. You know we keeping it juicy. Spilling truth with a smile so sweet. Talking all the buzz from the blogs and the tweets. From the headline to the hometown streets. She bring the flavor, can't nobody compete. Something juicy with Nona Juicy. Talk of the town, yeah, she got the news. Keeping it fun, keeping it true. It's something juicy, keeping it juicy too.
You guys, let's get into something juicy. So many things that popped off just over the weekend that I want to get into, and the first one is actually, the first two are a little bit sadder, but not, we just got to talk about them, okay? Because there's an issue going on in our community where gunmen and these thugs out here are harming innocent children. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, because at least 4 people were killed and 10 others wounded in a mass shooting at a young girl's birthday party in Stockton, California on Saturday night, November 29th. The county sheriff's office over there reported that this appears to be a targeted attack and the gunman is currently still on the run. They confirmed the ages of the deceased. This is what's so crazy, y'all. 8, 9, 14, and 21 years old. Those were some of the ages that were that actually deceased from this shooting, you guys, that occurred just before 6 p.m. at Monkey Space, a banquet hall near a Dairy Queen restaurant over there in that area of California. Now, as the gunfire erupted, emergency dispatchers received several 911 calls reporting numerous victims, including children and adults. Upon arriving at the scene, deputies learned a 9-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 15-year-old were among those injured. Local social media outlets also report that local rapper Gano was hosting a party for his daughter, where fellow Stockton rapper MB Nell was also in attendance. Both are from the Musty Broads Music Collective.
I'm done.
And so
I'm done with these new rappers, bro.
They're saying that this was a targeted incident because the rappers who were in attendance at this birthday party were the people who they were obviously trying to get, allegedly. Now, the shooter is currently still on the run, like they said, but it's just so crazy to me, because I understand that people be having beef, right? I understand it be street beef out here or whatever it is that's going on that you shouldn't put yourself in to begin with, especially if you have family, if you have loved ones, because now today, these guys and these shooters out here, they don't care where you at. They don't care who is around. They don't care if it's your mama house, your granny house, if your kids are in the car. They gonna come shoot up whatever it is just to try to get you. And I think that is just a crazy mindset and mentality to even have, that, hey, I don't care about these kids at this child's birthday party. I'm going to shoot this thing up regardless because I got beef with you. I don't like you. I'm trying to unalive you and really take the soul and the spirit around this holiday time from your family to try to knock you down and get you off your rocker. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's wild to me. I felt like back in the day, like there used to at least be the code. You know, like wasn't it a code, Benjamin, where they said don't injure no women, don't injure no kids, handle your business with that man up front. You know,
some people live like that. When you talk
that's
about,
out the window. You know, that's terrible.
When you talk about real masculinity, that's how they move. You know, no women or children. Like when you roll back the movie Scarface. You know, in Scarface, you know, the whole reason why he decided to turn on one of his accomplices or whatever is the fact that his accomplice wanted to kill, you know, children and somebody's wife and wanted to blow up the car. And Scarface was like, hell no, we don't kill no kids. You know, we don't kill no kids, man. However, you know, these new age people, new age rappers, you know, do come with some demonic ideas sometimes, man, that do go and influence the masses to do some heinous things. Like, I'll never forget, you know, Biggie had once said, you know, don't you know my nigga Gutter kids, he says, don't you know that my nigga Gutter kidnaps kids playing their booty and throw them over the bridge. That's how it is. His stuff is laid out. Forget all that beef-ish. That stuff is played out. So that's what Biggie said. And that was back in 1993. So, hey, it's 2025 now. And I also want to say, Juice, look, you be asking me why I don't be listening to these new age rappers? Because these new age rappers be having some dumbass names. Okay, Gano.
Well, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it.
Gano.
It said Gayno.
It could have been Gano, whatever.
And then MB Nell.
MB Nell. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm done with these.
Or it could be MBNL.
I'm done with these acronym ass names. I knew everything was done when rappers like NLE Chopper start popping up. I'm like, NLE Chopper, what in the F is that? Don't get me wrong. Like, when I first started listening to NLE Chopper, I was like, okay, this dude actually got some skill. He's somewhat talented. But now you see this dude trying to diss NBA YoungBoy, and just the way this man is dressing over a diss record, he just want NBA YoungBoy to diss him. You know, so they all got this new mentality that I just can't rock with. I'm too grown for this stuff, man. I'm too grown.
I think you definitely are a little bit too grown. This is out of our age range.
is some young boy stuff. Let them
But
be
you know
young
what?
boys,
Some crazy stuff
they need God.
some crazy stuff that's going on with these younger kids too is when it comes to these Twitch streamers, right? Because they are doing some crazy stuff online that's being caught on tape. Because the next thing that I was going to bring up, just really quick, because I just think it's wild that it was captured on tape. But there are some Twitch streamers, Melt and Kick streamer Marino Live. They were banned on Twitch following a high-speed crash. Did you see that online? It has been all over my timeline, at least, on all of the blogs of this accident that was caught in real time. So 2 popular streamers were banned from their Twitch platform after a high-speed street race crash in Georgia on November 29th, which was broadcast live to thousands of viewers. Twitch streamer Melt, known for in-real-life driving content, had 3 passengers in his car while streaming, and Kick streamer Marino Live, I think that's how you say that, or Marino Live, however you say his name. Yeah. They were following behind in a separate vehicle, also live streaming the drive that they were doing, like this high-speed chase. So footage shared on social media platforms showed both drivers speeding through late night traffic before the crash. The clips reveal one of the drivers cutting across multiple lanes at high speed, losing control and striking the rear end of Melt's car. Yeah. Viewers heard screams as Melt's vehicle spun toward the highway median, and then a second clip shows Melt's car heavily damaged on the shoulder, while authorities confirmed several people were injured. Thankfully, no one sustained life-threatening injuries. Now, the reason why I'm even bringing this up is because it was going viral all over the weekend, mostly like yesterday. And one of the girls in the car, you could see like the people in the car looked like they didn't have no seatbelts on. So everybody's like, why are they not wearing any seatbelts? And then what made it so sad, y'all, was there was a girl in the front seat, and as soon as the car like crashed, you saw her almost like accept her fate of whatever it was that was gonna happen, and she just quietly put her hands over her eyes and like kind of like slouched over, almost like she was embracing for impact, or she was just embracing for whatever was to come next. And so everybody's like, man, the girl in the front really just was accepting whatever was next, and how she just slowly just put her hands over her eyes and just tried to brace for impact was just crazy. But the reason why I'm even bringing this up is because we have a lot of people who are streamers today who are doing a lot of things in real life, in real time. And one thing that you should not be doing is driving. You should not be driving while you are on a Twitch stream. Like, that was the whole reason for all of those campaigns of don't text and don't drive. You really aren't supposed to be streaming and driving, let alone in a race on the streets with real people, with real lives. Like, that's not something that you guys should be doing. But Twitch has banned them, like I said, and they were saying that this isn't the first time that this Twitch streamer does these like high-speed chases in real time on live. And so I just want to say we're going to probably see a whole lot more stuff being done on these streams, because we just had Ray J pulling out guns on his stream. I want to say it was like earlier this year, maybe, there was like a shooting that erupted in Vegas on a live stream, and it just can get really dangerous when you have fans and people know where you are in real time. Like, if they want to do some damage to you or some harm to you, they could just pull up and just do it, you know? So we have to be really mindful of the activities that we are actually going to be putting on like a live stream, because it might get even crazier as time goes on, and they really need to find some way, I don't want to say to regulate it, because it seems like they're banning people who are doing these types of activities, but it's just really crazy. And I want all the streamers to know, like, you don't have to be that outlandish where you're driving and racing on real streets while you're live streaming. Like, figure out something else to do. You are not no race car driver, all right? Only race car drivers need to be doing that type of stuff. Speaking of race car drivers, did you see Jay-Z and Beyonce in that race car for, what is it called, like F1 or something like that?
No, I ain't see that at all.
They hit speeds of like 200 on the racetrack.
Damn!
Yeah,
and,
crazy.
I haven't driven 200 miles per hour before, but I got up to like 180 before. I know,
Where?
I know a few streetcar racers, and I'm gonna leave it at that. You know,
I
know some people.
You are not no professional. You shouldn't be doing stuff like that.
They're professional enough for me.
Who?
I'm not. See, look, that's what the police do.
No, I'm saying. Are you talking about you?
Look,
because you said you went 180. You're not no professional. That's what I'm talking about.
Saying, and I actually am very professional. You've never
You
seen me.
just crashed your car this weekend on some ice.
It's things happen, Juice. Okay, things happen.
No.
You can't prepare for every little thing. All right, you can't. All right, but things happen, and just to let you guys know, when the police did come, they said it was an act of God. Okay, it was an act of God. So who am I? Who am I to stop God? Well, God want to happen. It's gonna happen. Okay, it was an act of God, and that's exactly what the police officer had put down on my. I didn't even get a ticket actually. It was just the police report. Okay, that's what he put down.
Don't be going 180 miles per hour. That's dumb.
Look, all
You
I'm saying
too grown
is
for that.
I've lived a good life, all right, and I just know some people who know how to drive cars. Okay,
Whatever.
But no, Juice, I feel like that's it's stupid. In all honesty, man. If you on Twitch and you going that fast, I think a lot of people are doing things for shock value, especially when it comes down to whatever content they want to make. Because people these days focus is just trying to go viral, trying to be major streamers. Especially this younger generation, they feel like becoming streamers is the best way to make some money. You know, so these are the types of things they're going to do. I think we're going as we advance into the future, as we're going into 2026. We're going to start to see more and more people become more like the characters you find on Grand Theft Auto. 100%.
Which is unfortunate. That's not how it should be.
Hey, Grand Theft Auto raised these kids, though. It did.
Josh said I'm funny. Thank you, Josh. He doesn't think so. I know I'm funny.
What?
All right, real quick, I want to move on to Money Long, you guys, because Money Long has announced her exit from the Brandy and Monica Boy Is Mine tour. I know we had talked about this earlier this month, actually, where I was praising the tour. I was praising Brandy and Monica and also Money Long, who was on that tour. But now she has announced her permanent exit from the Boy Is Mine tour, claiming it's not safe for me to continue. This is what she said on Saturday, November 29th, as she took to her Instagram with some heartbreaking news for fans. The R&B singer confirmed her exit from one of the most anticipated live shows, Brandy and Monica's The Boy Is Mine tour. She ultimately cited health issues as her cause for leaving. For years, Money Long has been completely open about her ongoing battle with the autoimmune disease lupus. The condition has already resulted in several missed stops on the tour, which began on October 16th, and filling in for some of those cities was Maya, which we said did a really great job when she was filling in. Eventually, Money Long returned to the stage at the top of November, but saying that she was feeling better than ever before. However, things have definitely changed, and that's just how quickly lupus can switch up on you. They say that she has been notably winded on stage, even needing to take a moment and sit down to complete her brief opening set. While pushing herself to the limit, Money Long now reveals it'll do more damage to continue. So she sends love to her fans, and yeah, she's just saying thanks y'all so much. I'll be back and better when I can. But that just really sucks, having lupus. I couldn't imagine having like a disease like that can just switch at the drop of a dime, you know, and to feel like she has to continue even while she wasn't feeling well. No, you have to get your rest. You have to take care of yourself. But Maya was doing a really good job, y'all, when she was filling in for Money Long on some of those tour dates. And so some people are like, yay, you know, which is kind of messed up, because the reason why Money Long ain't in there isn't in there because of her disease. But Maya definitely will be able to hold it down. Everybody was looking forward to having Maya. They were like, Maya need to be on all the tour stops anyway. Okay, and she does fit a little bit better with the OG women of R&B when it comes to Kelly Rowland and Brandy and Monica and you know, that whole group there.
Not for real, man. I gotta go on Trey Tay real quick. Trey Tay in the chat, he's going pretty hard on Money Long right now. He says Money Long should just stick to being a songwriter, you know. And I have heard this from other people, that Money Long is better as a songwriter versus an actual performer. Some people just, you know, they're a performer. They're supposed to be the performer. They're supposed to be the face out there touring and things like that. But some people, you know, are saying that, hey, she's just better as a songwriter. Me personally, you know, I think that this right now is Money Long's time to shine. This is everything she has been putting and working towards for her career, is to be up on that stage. It's just unfortunate that, you know, it seems to me that her downfall just may be autoimmune disease called lupus that she has no control over. you know, and it's unfortunate, man, because so many people in our communities suffer from lupus. Like my mom right now has lupus, you know, so my mom.
I think yeah.
My mom has lupus right now, man.
Prayers to her too.
Yeah, and like I said, it's an autoimmune disease that you really can't control. You know, one day you up, next day you down. And I think Money Long is doing the right decision, making the right decision by bowing out from this performance. To go on tour takes a lot of energy out of anybody. To go from city to city, state to state, and then be able to perform. I don't even know how long her sets were, but those lights get pretty hot when you up there performing. So it's just one of these things that, man, you definitely have to put your health before anything, because if you're not healthy, you can't really be your best self. And then secondly, like, it's so many different artists out here right now who are suffering either financially or health-wise, because, like, you know, Justin Timberlake, right? Justin Timberlake, he's been on tour, but he's been battling Lyme disease this whole entire time, and I've been seeing a lot of people.
Even Childish Gambino, how he had to cancel his tour because he recently announced that he had a stroke.
Yeah.
And had like holes in his heart or something like that.
Yep, he said he had a hole in his heart. So it's just like, man, like,
Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
the list can go on and on, honestly. And people who need to take more control of their health, and they have to cancel things in the process.
Right, and I just find it, you know, I think in these times, it's kind of like what Kendrick Lamar had said, you know, when the doo-doo hits the fan, are you still a fan? Because I've seen people, you know, start to turn on Justin Timberlake, although he's been in the game 20 plus years. Now that he has his own Lyme disease thing happening to him right now, and he's not being able to perform, you know, people are, you know, throwing bottles at him from time to time now, or talking bad on him, like, man, Justin Timberlake just need to go home and sit down. And partially that is true, but another thing about our artists is we want to be able to serve the people, especially if you're a person who is somebody who sees themselves as a people pleaser. You know, a lot of times a lot of these artists are trying to please the fans to some degree, and they want to be able to go out and give their best self. But as I said before, you're not able to if your health isn't up. So I would recommend to anybody out there, from Justin Timberlake to Money Long to, you know, Donald Glover, you know, just go out there, man, and take a rest, man. Get some rest. You know, go home, get some rest. You know,
I think
God
too,
bless y'all.
even before, you know, when she was even on the tour and she wasn't she was always battling lupus, but before she had to like take a pause for the cause, I think people didn't necessarily want her on the tour anyway, not just because she didn't really fit, but because she didn't. But I think that women right now are kind of upset with Money Long and some of her comments that she's been making, you know, when it comes to like Mariah Carey. I feel like she called out Mariah Carey recently because there's like a viral clip of her doing like a cover to a Mariah Carey song in honor of Mariah Carey, and she's in the front and she's not really showing her no love. And, you know, Mariah's like, listen, I don't really like it when people cover my songs, you know, so yeah, I didn't really have a reaction when you were up there singing to me or singing my song to me. It didn't really make me feel no type of way. But people are upset with Money Long, with her coming out talking about Mariah Carey. They're coming out saying that Money Long was disrespectful to black women because I think this was like some months ago now, where she was like, yeah, black women be talking mess about me, but really I just look like they mamas and they aunties and all this other stuff. You don't want to get on a black woman's bad side, y'all, because once you get on a black woman's bad side, like, they will cancel you and they will not rock with you no more. So I think that definitely has something to do with it as well. But prayers still to Miss Money Long, and I hope that she heals from everything and just feels better about it. All right, moving along to, you guys, T-Pain. I love me some T-Pain. I love the evolution of T-Pain. I love that T-Pain is still relevant today in 2025. I love the comeback of T-Pain. But right now, he is somewhat in the news because of his comments that he made on Club Shay Shay, talking about just the industry. And, you know, one of the lessons that he has learned, he was on Club Shay Shay in the interview, and I believe Club Shay Shay, or Shannon Sharp, I should say, asked him about, like, you know, what's one of the biggest lessons from the industry? And he was like, man, everybody is not your brother. Okay, they claim that they're your brother. They claim they're gonna have your back. They claim that y'all, you know, brothers for life. Like, we in this for life. Like, man, what would I do without you? All of these things, right? But really, it's just transactional, and really they just want something from you, and really you have to know and be able to separate the two, between when someone really truly is your brother or when they're just trying to use you. And he's like, I would have rather have just known right up front that something was going to be transactional versus me truly thinking that I am, you know, like, we are brothers, because I don't feel like it's reciprocated. You know, when I'm going through my stuff or when I need something from one of y'all, it doesn't necessarily happen, you know? And so one of the names that he called out was DJ Khaled. And so the headline that came out after this interview was T-Pain says F DJ Khaled, you know? And so T-Pain now has come out and he has clarified his comments, saying, well, I definitely didn't say F DJ Khaled, but I'm from Florida and ninjas apparently can't understand how fast I talk. I said effing DJ Khaled because I was about to start a list but decided to just move on. It's still love. I just learned how to move around ninjas now. So he wasn't saying that. He was specifically just saying like, oh, F him. He was starting a list of people he was about to name, and then he kind of just stopped at DJ Khaled because he didn't feel the need to just continue naming off a bunch of people who he feel like was not his brother for real. And I don't know. I appreciate the messiness of him even name dropping DJ Khaled, because what do he really do for real? I'm really just trying to figure out, like, as a DJ and as an artist, like, how did he get so big and how did he get so popular? Because it seemed like he the type of person to like use somebody and use whoever it is he needs to use to get to the top and just crawl his way up there. And I feel like that's why he's even up there to begin with. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like, I'm personally not playing a bunch of DJ Khaled songs on purpose. Like, if it happened to come on, yes. You know, we got that one song, what's that song, everybody? Win. Nope, that's not his.
Juice.
Don't he got a Win song?
That is his
That is
song.
his.
That's
Win. Yeah. And so it's like, yeah, we play that when we want to win. That one too. But it's like,
Okay.
I'm not really. He's
look,
alright.
Oh, okay. DJ Khaled
cool.
is an
I
executive
can
producer.
get the vibe.
DJ Khaled is an executive producer, also actually a real life DJ. Came up way in the early 90s, alongside actually Cash Money and them.
That's fine.
You know, and then eventually got on with the Terror Squad and stuff. But I think DJ Khaled made his own lane. Has he used people along the way? The DJ Khaled lane.
What is it? Describe it.
I would say, you know, in the era where we had like the Gangsta Grills mixtapes with my hip hop lovers are gonna be mad at me. Anyway, look, at a time when DJ started to do the whole mixtape thing, I think DJ Khaled started to capitalize on that era and wave where we were at in the game, and he just made it a lane for himself in that and became the number one person that you went to for it. It's almost like when, you know, what is
the lane of, exactly, Josh Jermaine. He says he's a culture vulture. He definitely exploited hip hop for the bag. He's in the lane of being a culture vulture.
Come on now, he always been about hip hop though. It's one of them things where, you know, I think everybody has a little Indian friend, you know, or that be at the corner stores, you know what I'm saying? But he cool. I think that's where DJ Khaled get his swag from. Like, everybody always just mess with him. So he became who he always was. Now, has he used people along the way? I think he has. Like, I think he did use Ace Hood. I think he did use
Akon.
I don't think he used Akon. I mean,
one city at a time.
Yeah, that was collaboration though. That's collaboration. Boo. You know, Ace Hood.
I'm gonna say Akon.
Yeah, nah, Akon is still alive and thriving. And
Akon doing his own finessing, jigging and finessing.
And that's real. That's real. I mean, but at the same time though, you know what T-Pain was talking about with the whole brother thing. I agree with the man. Like, you really don't know who really with you until you know. You know, like, it's people in my life that I've definitely was like, oh man, that's a brother of mine, and that's one of my best friends or whatever. You know, and it took me years to understand, like, bro, this person really not that. Like,
facts.
You know what's so crazy is like, I was just with one of my best friends yesterday. He legitimately one of my best friends. I talked to him about him to you a couple times. You know, you guys are both Libras. You know, but I was with him yesterday, and we was talking about a childhood friend of ours who ultimately, you know, when I moved to the south side of Racine, he was my first friend on the south side of Racine. But later down the road, he would be a friend who would start breaking into my crib and stealing things out my crib. You know, so I had to cut him off, and rightfully so, that's what I did. And then years later to find out, you know, that he's out here still doing the same things. So it's just one of these things, man, where, you know, you really don't know who's for you until a situation arises or occurs. But, you know, I would say this to anybody that, you know, you just need to be your own best friend. You know, you don't necessarily need friends out there. If you have them, cool. It's a luxury of life. But, you know, learn to rely on yourself, because not everybody's going to be there for you. And I wish I didn't have to put it that way. I wish we had more brotherhoods and sisterhoods that, people could really rely on. But it seems like today, everybody cares about being more of an individual, and that's how you
it's gotten worse over time for sure.
Yeah, like,
and I've said this to you. Like I 100% agree with what T-Pain is saying, even on the women tip. Like I don't trust many women out there anymore, like at all. I truly don't. Yeah. And then even with us when we were on the radio and all the things that we were doing and all the stuff that I was doing, like I felt like a lot of stuff that people wanted from me was very transactional. Like, oh, I can easily just get on the radio show and promote whatever it is I need to promote. But it's like, did you listen to the show? Like, are you a fan of the show? Do you watch the show? Or do you just want to use me and use the show to promote whatever it is that you got going on? Yeah. And definitely switching that up moving forward, but it's just unfortunate. And if that's something of what it is, if it is just transactional, I'm with T-Pain on that. Like, just let me know. Right. Just let me know, because it seems very like a one-sided transaction, because I'm not asking nothing from anybody. Yeah. At all. It's always the reverse. But it's just interesting, and it only gets worse, I feel like, as you get deeper and deeper into the industry. And it's harder.
No friends in the industry.
Nah, Drake was real with that one, because it does get really difficult as you move up in the industry, because people become even more fake, people use you even more, and they backstab you often. So you just have to really be mindful of who you're around, what you tell stuff to people, because they're not always going to have your best interest at heart, but you just need to know that and grow some like really tough skin.
Agreed.
All right, you guys, that was something juicy. Right now, though, y'all, I had teased it a little bit earlier, but there's a new study that has revealed the true age that your adult brain is developed, and it is not at the age of 25.
Get out of here.
Do you know what the age is?
I don't even know.
You don't know what the age is, bro?
32. They say it's 32.
All right, you dropped the bomb then. It is 32, you guys. 32 years old. Does that sound accurate? Is that an accurate thing? Yeah. We're going to end up talking about it. I real quick just want to take a pause for the cause and hear from our lovely sponsor. But that's like the question, y'all. First question. Do y'all honestly believe that? I have a story here from Vogue.com. Shout out to Vogue.com. That talks a little bit about how they came to the age of 32 and what this really, truly, honestly does mean. So hold on.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm thick-cut bacon sizzling on your stove. And while you were over there smearing your bagel, this little piggy went on a splatter spree. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you'll be crying wee over this fire in your home. So get Allstate.
Contact Milwaukee Allstate agent Cindy Johnson today at 414-445-2558.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
And we're back.
Beautiful. On this little 30-second break, not me seeing that Michelle Obama was at the Brandy and Monica tour stop in D.C. That is so fabulous to me.
That makes sense.
That tour is something else, man. You got our forever first lady there, crazy. But anyway, you guys, yes, it is true. An article has now come out and everybody is talking about it.
Yes, you guys, it is true.
What is so funny?
It's just how you phrase that, bro. Like, yes, it is true. Breaking news. Like.
It is breaking news. Because for the longest time, y'all, we thought that the brain was fully developed at like 25. We kept telling people in their like early 20s, we're like, oh my gosh, it's okay if you're making crazy decisions because your brain isn't fully developed until the age of 25, y'all. But now, let me read to y'all what Vogue.com says after this study has come out. So I'm going to read it real quick for y'all. So stick with me, all right?
Talk to him.
So for a long time, it was believed that the prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain responsible for decision making and impulse control, didn't fully develop until the age of 25, which is when we'd become proper adults, pretty much. But this isn't actually true. It was often a repeated myth that probably stemmed from an old study in which scientists looked at brain scans up until the age of 25. But no matter what, we heard that 25 was the number, and they're saying that we just ran with the number since they only did the brain scans up until the age of 25. However, now, you guys, a new study, according to researchers at the University of Cambridge, who scanned the brains of around 4,000 people between the ages of 0 and 90. The brain stays in its adolescent phase up until our early 30s, which is when we actually peak. So we're not actually fully adults in our brain, in our mind, until approximately 32 years old.
So you just continue to keep growing until about 32.
What do you mean you keep growing?
You keep growing.
Like your brain isn't fully developed until about the age of 32. Yes, you're still in your adolescent brain. So now let me break down the study a little bit more to you guys.
Okay,
so it was published by Nature Communications, and the brain evolves in 5 broad phases throughout our lives, split up by 4 pivotal turning points. All right. So the first one is the childhood brain. How old do you think that childhood brain runs from?
I would assume until 18.
No. So the childhood brain runs from birth until a turning point at the age of 9.
That actually makes sense. Like that makes sense to me, bro. Because I remember feeling that change when I became 9 years old.
Okay, in your brain you felt it?
Yeah, bro. My imagination literally clicked in more.
Oh wow.
I'm serious. I'm so serious.
Well, hey, that's when it says that it transitions to the adolescent phase.
Interesting.
The adolescent phase is from like 9-10 until right up until the age of like 32.
Really? So,
yes.
So wait,
that's the second phase.
You telling me that both basically we're all still children until we're 32.
Not necessarily children, but technically you're still in the same phase.
Okay, now
you're still in that same like kind of phase. And so they say our early 30s see the brain's neural wiring shift into adult mode. This is the longest era, which lasts over 3 decades. Now, a third turning point is around age 66 that marks the start of an early aging phase of brain architecture. And then finally, the late aging brain takes shape at around 83 years old. So those are like the points,
so 9,
pretty much.
32, 66.
Yeah, and 83.
And 83.
Yeah.
That is actually very interesting numbers, man. Very, very, because I get into the numerology and stuff.
I know you do.
But at the same time, in other like civilizations, preferably, actually, I think it's the Japanese culture, they have somewhat of the same philosophy, except for they believe that, let's see, what is it? You have 4 different cycles of life. Oldest is 88. 66, 44, and then 22. So basically they do like 22 intervals of your age years, and that's your actual growth process. But it's interesting that these scientists have came out with this now. I wonder what new research they'll tell us about to update us with. To give us more accurate information.
So what they're saying now, though, is when it comes to this new age of 32, they're saying that it would be more accurate to say the brain's architecture stabilizes around this age of 32, and it doesn't hugely change again for another 30 years, which was at 66. So this corresponds with a plateau in intelligence and personality based on other studies, says researchers. So pretty much what that means is after 32, you get more stuck in your ways, which is pretty much why they're saying that whole phrase of you can't teach a dog new tricks, because when you're like past 32, now that we're finding out, that's kind of when you start settling into like who you are, what your morals are, what your values are, and it's harder to change that in you without actual real evidence, I guess. It's not as easy to manipulate you moving forward because you're kind of just stuck in your ways.
Because it's basically your neural pathways, and I don't know how true that is though either, Juice. When you talk about not being able to teach an old dog new tricks, because I understand from what we're talking about now that basically your neural pathways in your brain have kind of already made their pathways, is what you're saying. And you can't make any new ones. But if that isn't the case, or you'll always think from that framework or that frame of mind, is that more so what it's alluding to?
Yeah.
Like the framework in your mind that you've already placed in there, you will always somewhat think in that version.
Yeah, you're kind of like building off of that.
Oh, that's the foundation of you. That's interesting, man. Very interesting, dog. Because I have so many different questions about this, and I wish I had like a lawyer to talk to. Because
lawyer?
Yeah, because now it makes me think, like, if the new age that your brain is fully developed at is 32 years old, should we still be sentencing, teenagers or kids to life in prison? You know, their brain hasn't even fully formed yet, but yet they got X amount of years. You know,
I'm just wondering now, like, should we be basing laws in general just off of how old you are, or like where your brain is? You know, like how should we actually be making certain laws up? Because back then they were like, oh, 18 is the age of where you're legal, right?
Adult age.
And then 21 is the age where you can drink. And then 25 is the age where you can rent a car. You know, it's like, y'all, I just feel like they're kind of making up these ages as they go. Because what was the point for saying that 21 is the age that you should be able to drink?
That's good. That's,
you know, like if now we're saying that we thought 25 was the age that your brain was fully developed, but now it's just like 32, which is crazy to me because like I think of teenage pregnancy and I'm like, bro, if you had your baby as a teenager, your brain really wasn't developed yet.
That's why personally,
and it's babies raising babies.
Yeah, I really don't agree with the whole babies raising baby things. Like when you become a teen mom or a teen parent, I just don't think that you're giving your seed enough DNA or enough information to pass down so they can actually grow and prosper and be the person they're supposed to be. Not to say that there's not, you know, scenarios and cases where, you know, this person was a teen mom and had a kid, well, yada, 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 that person grew up to be successful. But I'm saying for the totality of all of them or whatever, I think those types of children are the children of teen moms and teen parents are the ones we talking about when we talk about these YNs out here, you know, not having no sense of direction or knowing anything because, you know, genetically the mitochondria wasn't able to pass down enough information to the sperm cell so that sperm cell could grow up and be a viable human being. That's just my belief. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but I'm right in my mind, okay?
In Ben Jammin's universe.
Yeah, in Ben Jammin's universe, I'm correct. You know, so just think about that though, you know, but it really does, bro, draw the point to me though, Juice, like makes me think about those types of things and philosophies that we have lived by, laws we have lived by to, you know, the degree of should we change these things now because people are, you know, not fully developed until age 32. Hell, should we even stop living off of free, off these pretenses thinking that, you know, hey, I should be married at an earlier age when again, you're not fully developed. You know, people want to live their lives and stuff in their 20s. You know, but truly, you know, it seems to me now you don't even know who you are until you're 32.
Yeah, but
so
then
these false notions we living by, these false narratives.
And you know, I actually saw a post recently that said that the narrative was for women to get married and to have kids by like 25 or in their 20s because once they actually get older and they're in their 30s or in their late 20s, they start to realize who they are and they start to realize like that's actually not something that I even want to do. So they were like, you need to trick the women earlier to thinking that, you know, their bodies are declining and that they can't have kids past a certain age and all of these things because you want them to hurry up and just have kids and get stuck in a marriage in their early 20s, when really it's like no.
Bro, this is damn near a rabbit hole, fam, because that could be an idea to control the population, like to enhance birth rates, right? Because if I'm telling a younger woman, like, hey, it's going to be more difficult for you at an older age to have kids, well, damn, like you just said, Juice, I'm going to want to be like, hey, I got to be fruitful. I got to be in my top years. I got to be a hoe right now.
What?
You know, look, I don't even care if I'm a single mom as long as I'm a mom, you know?
What? Who is saying that?
Well, I'm just saying, it will put that in somebody's mind if they keep on being told that, hey, you have to have a child at this age.
It will make you rush things, if anything.
It will make you rush things, fall into love, maybe even a domestic abuse situation, just because you think you run out of time. But maybe, just maybe you're not. Because we're seeing all these examples pop up here and there, whatever, whether it's the Rihannas, the woman who just had a baby at the age of 75 years old. It's all these different things that research comes out with. And I just want to say this too. Just want to say this because science always tends to update itself. You know, science is always like, okay, this is what the truth is.
They have new technologies, new studies, new people.
You know, if we keep continuing to going off science, like I really want us to like take a look back at, you know, historical data, you know, historical evidence on what they done, and it always seems to circle back around. You know, pun intended, because truthfully, you know, in the Greek religion, in the Greek culture or whatever, right? They had already came up with the idea that adults really don't fully form into adults until between the ages of 29 and 32. This is already a science that was out there. You know, America.
I did think I saw Josh say that earlier.
Yeah, Josh, your man was correct. There was already a science out there letting us know that, you know, based off being ruled off the planet Saturn or whatever, because back then they based a lot of the mental ideas and spiritual ideas off of astrology, that Saturn spiritually inside of you wouldn't even come back around or orbit back around into you until between those ages of 29 and 32. And the planet Saturn is supposed to be, let's see, do I have anything here? It's supposed to be about discipline. It's supposed to be about maturity. Like that planet is supposed to rule those types of, you know, values upon you, so to speak. So when it does come around to you being around the age of between 29 and 32, for you to reach discipline and maturity and have some structure to your life, is because your Saturn has returned, or you're just in your Saturn mode or whatever. But that's astrology, you know, which is a science that's based off of the stars and planets and things of that nature.
Horoscopes.
Horoscopes. Like hey, some of that stuff be hitting, bro.
The daily horoscope.
Some of that stuff be hitting. You know, some of it definitely hits, and it made me even think about myself, because I'm age 33 now, right? Like I'm 1 year.
Jesus,
yeah. I'm really grown out here. Juice.
You don't act like it.
I'm an adult, okay? I just want to let y'all know this.
I don't be thinking your cortex, your frontal cortex is there, bro.
That's funny.
I don't think so. The decisions you be making, I definitely question. I'd be like, maybe he's not. Maybe he's different.
If anything, over this weekend, bro, especially since I crashed my car, I'm just like, bro, I'm just finna listen to myself. Whatever my gut says and I plan for myself, I'm just finna do it. Because as soon as I decided to go for the money and not go with God, you know, go with what God told me to do already, I ended up crashing my car. And what did I tell you earlier last week?
You haven't got an accident.
Well, that too. Oh. But I also said that when things become all about the money, that's when God walks out the room. That's when it's like, okay, God can't protect you no more, because you're so, you know, lustful and greedy over money, you know, monetary gain. And that could lead to sin, you know, it could also lead to just, you know, you crashing your car or whatever else.
Are you looking up something right now?
Yeah, there was something that I wanted to point out when it came down to like me personally, in the age of 32, 33, because I thought it was very interesting that between those ages, like these types of things started to happen to me. Like, okay, here it is, actually. So, because I went to chat and asked chat, okay, how does, you know, the age 32 thing align with me, and then also align with the ideas of, you know, my Saturn returning, or me being in my Saturn, right? And it says, look, Ben, you were born on June 6, 1992. You know what I'm saying? That means your first Saturn return ran from March 2021 to March 2024. All right. And then it says 2024 to 2025 is your integration period. All right. Which lines up perfectly with career changes. 2021, I started at the truth. 2024, I'm no longer with the truth. All right. Well, actually, 2024, I was doing really good with the truth. Whatever.
So what?
Identity shifts.
So you ignore that. That just don't work.
What?
Because you were saying till 2024, but you were still there.
Well, 2024, I still was there, but that was career changes, you know, because I went from just being a producer to becoming a host, you know. Then I was also doing so many other things in between that time, going super viral. All these things are happening. Identity shifts, relationship changes, challenges. Relationships were definitely challenging between those 3 years for me. A creative awakening happened. I became this talk show host. Spiritual depth happened for me, because so many different things happened to me spiritually. I had to really figure things out. And then chasing a new purpose. I don't know if I'm chasing a new purpose. I wouldn't say I'm chasing a new purpose. I think I'm still on the same journey, but whatever may have you, you know, these types of ideas and sciences have already been found to be proven. It's just, you know, I think Western technology and science and research and all those things are just trying to catch up. Remember, America's only 249 years old.
That's so interesting to me, because I don't be going for that sometimes. Like when they be like, oh, the retrograde, you know, like all of that type
Mercury
of stuff.
retrograde.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, Mercury's in retrograde. Mercury's in this. What's your Saturn return? What's this and that? And I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I understand that stuff can be real, and I understand that people base their lives and live their lives based off of what the stars are telling them to do. Yeah. You know, even how what is it called? They'll charge their rocks in the moonlight
charging
and
crystals?
stuff. Yeah, I didn't mean to call them rocks. They're crystals.
She's 12, Josh. I just want to let you know that. Noni Juice is literally 12 in real life and in her mind.
But that's just so interesting to me. But what?
No, I'm just gonna say, dog, you should just really like open up your mind to these sciences, fam.
Why?
Because like it's
I've
real.
opened up my mind to Jesus.
That's good. And I'm not saying
And that goes against Jesus, in my opinion.
Okay.
So I don't need to be open up to nothing.
Just know a lot
No
of those
portal. I don't need no
crystals-
portals. I don't need no left pig foot in my pocket. I don't need none of that stuff, bro.
Bro, all
I don't
I'm
need no
saying-
chakras. I don't need no.
But you have chakras.
No saging. I don't be doing all that.
You know,
Which is fine. Like I'm
it is
perfectly
fine.
fine with not. You know.
It is fine, but I would just say, you know, just look into the science of it, bro, because some of these things are already in the Bible. You know, we just have Western philosophy on things that pulls us away from things that are natural to who we are, especially us being black. Just throwing it out there.
I guess there's no problem with knowing the information. I guess it's what you do with the information
There you
is what I
go.
have a problem with sometimes with people.
It could be
because they
good or
completely take the science behind it. And like I'm not judging nobody who do. I'm just saying it's not the lifestyle I kind of want to have. But they'll take the information that they're getting from science, right? When it comes to crystals and horoscopes and stars and moons and things like that. Cool. Y'all can go ahead and do that. But then once they learn it, they take that information and they use it to guide their life, and that's the problem that I kind of have with it, bro.
You know what it be fair?
They use it to guide their life, and like they act like it's law. And cool, it could be law to you, but like not to me,
bro.
You know?
Nah, you know what be happening in family that gives it a bad rep, bro? Like for real, is a lot of these people who do the crystals and you know they do like voodoo or whatever it may have you. They all end up turning into some kind of like cult leaders. You know? Yeah, bro. They all end up being like cult leaders in the end. Like there was this dude I was literally just listening to probably like 2 days ago. His name was like Yakim Bawe or something like that. Yakim Bawe in the early 90s did some stuff down in Atlanta. Anyway, his whole philosophies ran around like astrology, the gods out there and things like that. And all I said this all to say, you know, they use these sciences to bring you into a new belief system. So once you start to believe, you start to see them as your God. So I think this gives it a bad rep every time. But it goes down to what you just said. It's like you can have these sciences and you can have the type of knowledge, but it's what you do with it, which is much more impactful. Like you can use it for good or you can use it for bad. And I think that's for any and everything that's ever been invented or created.
It's like, oh, I'm not gonna make certain decisions because my Saturn is in Libra right now. It's like, come on, bro. Like, I don't know. Me personally, I just don't really lead my life that way, but other people definitely do. And honestly, at the end of the day, regardless of how old you are, I think us as people, especially black people, we're just spiritual beings anyway.
Why do you think
like
that
we
is?
are extremely.
Why do you think that is?
Because of our ancestors.
What does that mean?
Like people in Africa, I think were definitely 100% spiritual. Christianity was there too.
Yes, it was.
In Africa, but also other little
most religions was founded
rituals and stuff that they did in Africa. So we naturally are spiritual people. So I understand that we want something to like call to, something to relate to and feel like we are connected with. And for some people, the Bible and Jesus and God or whatever religion you choose is not something that you want to prescribe to, and that's perfectly fine. It's just interesting. That's all.
Do you think black people sometimes are being exploited for their spiritual energy? You know what I'm saying? Because as you said, you know, black people, we tend to be a lot more spiritual than other ethnicities, right? Do you think that sometimes here in America that we are exploited for that specific energy?
In what way? Like, do you have an example?
Okay, for instance, if I gave you a book, right? I gave you this book, and was like, hey man,
48 Laws of Power, boom.
Okay.
Yeah, you gave me 48 Laws of Power book.
Okay, I gave you 48
That's
Laws
Ben's
of Power
Bible.
book. It's not my Bible whatsoever. I actually have a Bible. I own a Bible. My Bible is not the 48 Laws of Power, but it is a manual that I would say is.
Is it the Holy Bible?
I actually have the New Testament. You know, I've had this thing since 2000 and When did I have that dream? 2014.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the Bible you're referring to.
Yep.
Okay.
It's the New Testament. It's what I have. It's what I got. All
Okay,
right?
perfect.
Protects
Boom.
me.
Boom.
Okay, but anyway, the book that I give you is the 48 Laws of Power. Right?
Yes.
If I give you this book, 48 Laws of Power, and knowing that you are a black person and how hard that you guys can believe in things and things can actually manifest into fruition, damn.
Are you talking about white people giving us the Bible back when we were slaves?
You know what?
Was that what you were referring to?
Why not? Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that white people knew that we were spiritual?
Yes.
Like, you think all of them knew for a fact that we were just spiritual beings, like from back in our ancestral
I'm not going to
times?
say all of them, because I know some of them were just ignorant and didn't know exactly what was happening, and they acted out of ignorance. But the people that definitely knew our history for sure knew what was going on, and knew that if I took away, your idols or your people that you truly believed in, and it got you to believe in another God, that, possibly you guys could channel something that could be utterly destructive.
Well, then I'll say, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think like use it for control for sure. Like if you believe that they 100% knew for a fact that we were spiritual and we wanted something to like cling on to like believe in, especially during the tough times that we were going through, and the fact that we were ignorant on top of that, couldn't read and all these other things, and they used that to have more control over us, then I will say they exploited that idea for sure.
Yeah, because it's just all these different.
I saw Sinners, Josh.
Sinners was a good movie, but it's a lot of sin in that movie if you want to go that route.
It definitely was. People were saying, don't go see that movie.
Yeah, I mean, even the fact that Michael B. Jordan, is a voodoo priest, legitimately is crazy and baffling to me. Like, I don't know who he prays to at night, but he's in the movies.
You're talking about the actual actor or
I'm talking about
his
him.
character?
No, I'm talking about Michael B. Jordan is a voodoo priest. High ranking, actually.
In real life.
Oh,
okay, got it.
In real life, no fake at all. This is real.
Yeah.
Okay. But he more than likely worships the Yoruba religion. And again, if you are into African ancestry, stems back down to Benin or Benin, however you pronounce that, over in Africa, which voodoo is a real religion. Again, it also speaks to how we can channel into different spirits and things of that nature.
Yeah. See, I don't be dibbling and dabbling in that Ouija board stuff, because that's what I think of whenever I hear about people. Tapping into those types of things.
And I'm not going to lie, as connected as it says it is to our ancestry, in Deuteronomy, it also goes to say why we ended up being a cursed people, because we started to glorify other gods and worship other gods, and not actually, God and the Son of God, which is, it's crazy. But again, that's why folks realize you can't listen to nobody who is underneath the age of 32. Okay, because they're not even old enough to have this kind of conversation.
But see, that's why I understand what the science is saying, but I don't know if I believe that. I think your life experiences truly shape you, because there's a lot of people who's over 32 who's still very immature, like going out partying at the clubs in a snowstorm at 45. And that's it's real. Like, come on now, where is that prefrontal cortex kicking in there for your decision making and things like that, So I honestly, truly feel like life shapes you and your experiences shape you. That's why some people can be really innocent still when they're like 35, but versus if they're like 18 and they had a really rough life growing up, they had to be super hyper independent on themselves. Like, they're definitely going to grow up a little bit faster and have to learn things a lot quicker for sure. So I understand what the science is saying, but at the same time, I truly think life experiences truly shape who you are, what your mindset is, and all of those things.
Life experiences do shape you, and I will not negate that. I think that at the end of the it's not even I think. I know for a fact that life experience is invaluable. However, how you decide to articulate those things as you grow older, as you grow a deeper understanding for all those things that may have happened to you or happened for you to grow into the person that you are, will be articulated and understood and even appreciated at a different level, depending on what level you are at mentally, and in life. Like, there's people out here right now, even for myself, I remember being age 21, 22, feeling like I knew a lot about life, and Ben Jammin at 22 would have swore up and down I knew everything I needed to know, right? However, as I've grown and life experience has happened to me, it has formed and shaped my reality, you know, into a new one, to the point where now I understand life to a bigger and higher degree. And I'm mature enough to understand and accept the things, you know, I cannot change, and understand the things that I can change, you know, and have the sincerity and the courage to, you know, give it up to God. But it's just one of them things, man, where I saw NLE Chopper try to sit down with, who was it? It was
Kirk Franklin, Jonathan Majors, Kev on Stage,
yep.
Ray J, and it was like a preacher guy thing or some other guy in there.
Some ex NFL football player. But those are a whole bunch of grown men. NLE Chopper in his mind felt like I was a grown man, because where he from, being at the age of 22, 21, something like that or whatever, is already old where he's from. However, as he grows in life, he will start to understand, you know, the conversation he was trying to have with those men, and how he could relate that conversation better when he is at that age. Because, you know, same time, like I said before, you know, you need to have life experience to have certain conversations, you know, and it's an invaluable, man. You know, it's one of them things where people can read a book and go to school and college and all those things. Like, you can be super duper book smart, but when real life happens, what are you going to do? Because that book ain't there no more. You have to realize, go ahead and move off, make actions based off the experiences that you had before, you know.
Trey Tay said, my dad always told me some people grow older, but they never mature. And that is facts. So what's up with the brain then?
Yeah.
Is this saying that your brain is, if you're immature by 32, that you just stay immature for the rest of your life?
I think some people just refuse to grow up. You know, I think, not even I think, I know.
Millennials.
I know,
Okay.
I know for a fact there's people out there who just refuse to grow up, because as age comes and you do get older, you have certain responsibilities. And some people, you know, decide to suppress those responsibilities. Like, I don't want those responsibilities, where it may be kids, where it may be finances, where it may be even taking care of themselves. I don't want to be responsible for it. So if you're not going to be responsible for it, I personally don't see how you can grow from things if you're not going to be a responsible human being. Because in my mind, even when I became the age of like 2021, my thing of it was, look, I have to take responsibility for my life and things that I've done. Look, say what you want, Juice. I always take responsibility.
You talking about responsibilities.
I take responsibility for all the things that I have done. I may have not done.
Are you talking about being accountable? Being responsible for it?
Being accountable and being responsible for those things, for sure.
Because being responsible for those things, don't it mean you do them?
Being responsible means what?
Like, you're a responsible person?
Being responsible, I would personally say being responsible for those things. You may have let a few things down, but I still held myself like, dang, like I was supposed to do those things.
Like accountable.
Or hold myself accountable. I think those are kind of like intertwined, being responsible and accountable. Like, look.
I don't think so.
Okay, talk to me.
I think being accountable for sure is like, okay, dang, I didn't do this thing, and so I'm holding myself accountable to me not doing that thing. But being responsible, it's like you are the reason, like you do it. You know, like I'm responsible for that. I'm a responsible person. I get the things done that I need to do. Like that is my responsibility, and I do that thing as my responsibility. But being accountable is whether you did it or not, you're going to own up to the fact that you were supposed to be responsible for it.
But this is where I say those are kind of interchangeable, because a lot of times people would, instead of, like, I could switch out the word accountable. Like, are you going to hold yourself responsible for X, Y, and Z, right? How are you going to hold yourself accountable for X, Y, and Z? So just because you may be a responsible person and complete something 100% doesn't mean that you haven't, you know, fell short from time to time and still didn't hold yourself responsible for that. Like, for instance, you know, when I got into my car accident over this weekend, I had to hold myself responsible. I was the only person out there driving. Act of God, wherever it may have you, it was my vehicle. It was in my hand. It was in my possession. I hold myself accountable and responsible for those actions that took place. So holding yourself responsible doesn't always mean that, hey, I did everything correctly. It's just I'm holding myself responsible for what actually ended up happening.
And you're saying at 21, you felt like what?
I knew that had to be a thing, that if I was going to be an adult, I had to hold myself responsible or accountable for all things that I've done. Everything. I can't look at my mom, can't look at my dad, can't look at my brother, sister, friend, nobody. I have to look at me first. You know, if something goes wrong that I disagree with, I got to look at me first in the mirror. Like, damn, Ben, you allowed this to happen, or this was you. And partially, as I grew older, I started to feel like, to some degree, that may be a, what's the word I'm looking for? That may be that may be like abuse on my own person. You know, I might be abusing myself with that because some other people should be held responsible for certain things that have happened in your life. But Ben, everything isn't just always just like, you know, I mean, everything is me, but what I'm trying to say is like, you know, sometimes because I hold myself responsible so much, I don't look at what other people have done sometimes to be like, damn, well, they did attribute to these types of things and maybe they should be cut out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you might be like,
I always thought that you had interesting perspectives.
What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I've always thought that the way you think about life was just very interesting.
Okay, bro.
It's Ben Jammin's universe. Like that's literally what I've learned. Is like the way you think of things is just in Ben Jammin's world, you know. But responsible, accountable, whatever it is. I heard that they say life in your 30s is some of the best times ever, and so that is something that I definitely am looking forward to.
Yeah.
You know, in my 30s for sure, because they're like, you level up, like you look better, you dress better, you think better, you give less F's, if you know what I'm saying. Like you just don't care.
Got enough F's to give.
Exactly. It's like you truly are just doing for you, and I appreciate that forever because the 20s are definitely ghetto. 20s are ghetto. 20s are the trenches. And so 30s is where it's at. And so I'm looking forward to that for sure.
That is the new 20, man. I'm so fine still. Better broad, better automobile. You don't even know
anybody in their 30s, let me know how y'all are loving being in your 30s. Like, let's say 34, 35. You like your 30s so far, Ben?
Honestly, I appreciate my 30s, man.
Okay.
I think my 30s have taught me a lot more about myself than my 20s have. Ever since the age of 30, like seriously, it's taught me so much more. And I mean, ultimately, you know, I have leveled up in certain ways. Not in all the ways that I would like to level up, but I have made progress in my life. You know, so I can only be thankful for that, you know.
No, facts. Facts. But that was the conversation about,
what about you?
What about me?
Like,
I look forward to my full 30s. You know, like they say they say it is the best time.
Yeah.
Like at least the women be saying that. I don't know what men would be thinking.
Nah, we level up because
but I don't hear y'all talk about it that much.
We don't gotta talk about it.
Okay.
But I mean, if you listen to Jay-Z, you would
suppress them emotions. Suppress. I'm a man. I don't need to talk about how much I love my 30s. You just gonna see it.
Well, if you listen to Jay-Z, you would know that he made a song called 30 is the New 20. So listen to that off Kingdom Come. And I mean, ultimately, I feel like in your 30s, you just got more control over your life. Like in your 20s is one of them things where like you literally trying to discover everything. You know, like, oh, I didn't get to do this when I was 14. Let me go do this. Oh, I didn't do this when I was 16. Let me go do this.
Now I got some money.
You know, I got a little money. I got a check. You know, I may be check to check, but I'm living. You know what I'm saying? In your 20s, that's how you living. You know what I'm saying? But in your 30s, I think you just have that much more control and you're much more grounded into who you are. Again, relating back to this whole, you know, your brain isn't fully developed till your age 32, or if you believe in the whole astrology idea about your Saturn returning between the ages of 29 and 32.
Get those sage out.
It's one of it's one of them things where, again, you know, you just feel more grounded because you know more of who you are, and then you also hopefully have understood like who your friends are by this age. Because at the same time, I've said this time and time again, you know, I think when you're a kid and you're developing friendships, that's one thing. But as you grow older, in between your 20s and even your 30s, it's much harder to develop friends and have friendships and stuff, and just to be able to take those things seriously. You know, so, but yeah, that's how I feel about it. Oh, Sincere said 40 years is your best years. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know yet, Sincere. But when I get there, they better be my best years because I'm still alive by that time, you know. So hopefully, you know, I'm still living in my 40s, which I'm certain I will be. I think I'm gonna live to like 88, fam. I want to live to be 100 though. But 88 is really where I'm trying to be like, you know what? Thank you so much, God.
That's interesting. 40s are the best years.
It could be, man. Oh, Josh Man said, Jammin, I'm with you, brother. I get where you're coming from, and I respect Noni's point of view for sure. Let's visit this topic when she get around 30. she go on to say the same thing we all saying. And
Which is
honestly,
what?
I believe you're right.
Which is what?
30s are your best years.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like they will be.
Can't you agree?
I feel like they will be.
Can't you agree?
No, I can. Like for real. I have heard all of the things that 30s is where it's at. But Trey Tay said we don't need to talk about it. LOL. Men level up in their 30s. Most women depreciate if they don't take care of themselves.
Most women depreciate.
How women get thrown into Trey Tay?
I mean, that's real. Trey Tay ain't
How
lying.
women get thrown into it?
Because men age
Saying
gracefully.
women depreciate in their 30s? That's crazy.
There are a lot of women who do depreciate in value.
In
for
what
sure.
way?
Spiritually and physically. You know,
In their 30s.
For sure. I've seen it. Especially if you're white. Okay, if you're white, you don't have that much time. And I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, you really don't. You're gonna fall off. You're gonna feel like a raisin is happening. You know, and you're the raisin. You know, but if you're a black woman, I say you probably got to about your 40s. But again, you need to be making certain.
And see, this is why they be saying men need to take away.
Shout
Like
out to
we need to
JG.
take the podcast mics away from men because how women
It's not
get
a
thrown
podcast.
in it.
It's not a podcast.
I'm saying in
It's not a
general,
podcast.
it's a microphone.
It's not a podcast.
It's a microphone.
It's not a podcast.
We need to take microphones.
This is the morning stream.
We need to
you better
take.
respect the morning stream.
We need to take
This is the morning
microphones
stream,
away from
and you're gonna
men
respect it.
because y'all over here talking about women depreciate in their 30s. What you think men do?
We
You think
get
men?
better.
You think men is going to the gym? You 33
get
right now. When's the
better.
last time you hit a gym, brother?
What does that mean?
When was the last time
What
you
does
picked
that
up a
mean? Are you
weight?
trying to attack me?
Yeah, I
Are
am
you
at
trying
this
to
point.
attack me?
Yeah. Because y'all trying to attack women, saying we depreciate in our 30s.
See, this is what happens when
Ain't
you
hit
tell
no cardio
folks
or
the
a
truth.
treadmill all year. What are you
does that
talking
mean?
about?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Y'all be depreciating.
Look, I think you can depreciate on both sides, but I think that men have it better. I'm not going to lie. Men, you know, especially when you get to your older ages, you could be in your 40s, you know, as a man and still look good. And you could still be out there, you know, dominating women.
If you think men don't also depreciate, that's crazy.
I didn't say that. I just said that men do depreciate. I saw some dudes fall off. I saw a dude.
I'm saying Trey Tay talking about like, oh, men level up while women depreciate in their 30s.
Most
That
men
is
do
not-
level up.
That's not the truth. Women level up too, though, in their 30s.
I think it's a little more rare, though. I think it's rare.
How is it rare?
I want to see.
How would you know?
I want to see.
I want to know. How would you know? Where are you basing that off of?
I've seen a lot of women in
Okay.
my lifetime. I've seen
Racine
some
women?
I've seen some.
You talking
level
about
up.
Racine women?
I am talking about universal women. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about women across the universe.
That's crazy.
All right, that's what I'm talking about right now.
That's crazy.
I've seen women level up, and I've seen most of them depreciate in value over time. It happens, and it's okay.
And what in value in what way? Their looks? Is that what you're talking about by depreciate?
I
Like
would
just their
say-
looks get different?
I would say
they get a little bit more
spiritually-
wrinkly.
I would say spiritually and physically, especially if because women, for whatever odd reason, hold on to, you know, a lot more negative emotions throughout their lifetime versus men. Men, we know how to just let things roll off. You know, women, they hold on to those things. So if they hold on to it for too long, now they grow older and they grow bitter. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, then turn into a cat lady. You might be a cat lady one day.
I'm done with the conversation. Let's go to the rabbit hole. Y'all
funny.
tripping.
No, we not, bro.
What's the
We telling
rabbit hole,
truth.
bro?
Telling the truth.
Talk about women's bodies and your body look like slop. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Let's see. Oh my God.
What?
Okay.
Turn that down.
All right. It's time to go down the rabbit hole, y'all. Okay? If you don't know what a rabbit hole is, it is a piece of information you find on the internet or experience in real life that takes you from one piece of information you find to another, up until your curiosity is
Satisfied.
Okay, now we could talk about this conversation, which I thought was very interesting, but at the same time, I kind of brought the same idea up like a week ago. Is the fact that now the FDA has backed the first anti-aging pill for dogs. Yes, now your dog may not ever be able to age. And I wanted to ask you, Juice, would you actually like it if little baby Blaze just never aged? Like, I know he's like 25 years old right now, but if he was, would you actually consider giving him this pill?
25.
He's like 25.
He's not 25.
How old is he, bro? Like 17?
In human years or what?
Well,
Or
in dog years. In dog years, how old is he?
Oh, in dog years, he's like old.
Like 14?
No, in human years, he is.
In dog years, how old is he? How long
Old.
have you had him?
I've had him a while, but he's old.
What's a while? Like 10
he'll be.
years?
I think he'll be 15.
So 15.
That's human years, though. That's not dog years. That's
yeah,
human
because
years.
in dog years, he's 105.
That's what I said. So what you getting 25 from?
I just threw, okay, I threw 25 out there just to be funny. But 15 in dog years is still crazy because truthfully, he's 105.
He's very old.
Should he die? You gonna put him down yet?
I don't like when you discuss that, and like I'm gonna have to talk to you. Like you better move along.
Okay.
Talk about my dog. How about your dog die?
God bless.
I could talk about the time when your dog almost did die.
She almost
How
did.
about multiple times? Don't get me started on what you did that day. I still haven't forgotten.
What are you talking about?
About that trip you took. Don't get me started.
My dog is okay. All right?
Don't get me started.
If anybody wants to watch my baby Blade, my baby Hazel, you got it. And I'm certain
you almost killed your dog twice.
Nah.
3 times actually.
That's actually false.
As a puppy.
This is what happens when your brain isn't fully developed. You know, you get to spewing things out. You know,
your brain ain't fully developed because you clearly did that when you was 33. Don't get me started, bro.
I was actually 32. I'm just
whatever.
It out there. Anyway, look, the FDA just took a big step toward approving an anti-aging pill for senior dogs. I think you guys should think about it. Just think about the anti-aging pill. The drug called LOY. -002 is designed to help pups over 10 live healthier, not just longer, by targeting age-related metabolic issues, with the FDA saying there's a reasonable expectation of effectiveness. The company behind it can move toward conditional approval if all goes well. It could be available as early as 2026, marking one of the first major advances in extending health span for any species. And I just want to put this out there. JG said it's almost over for Hazel. Damn you, JG. That's
Y'all
my
don't
brother.
know what I know.
That's my brother. He knows everything about my baby Hazel. All right. But like I said, it made me think about this conversation because I had this conversation earlier, but it also made me think, like, you know, if they're doing anti-aging pills for dogs, it's only a matter of time before they have anti-aging pills for humans. Would you take an anti-aging pill?
No.
I thought about it. I think I would. Take an anti-aging pill, bro. Like,
I don't trust stuff like that.
It is hard to trust. Like, I want to see like what happens in the first 10 years. After that, I consider it though. Like, damn, like if I could just be like, you know,
you are entitled to compensation. That's literally what's gonna happen.
Y'all wasn't feeling that way when it came down to the COVID shot. Shoot. Damn, Trey, you remember my dog had herpes? That's crazy.
Oh, make that 4 times.
She ain't died though. She didn't die. My dog never died. She only survived. That's why her name's Hardbody Hazel. Okay. But no, for real, y'all, we could talk about that. But no, today, Juicy Jammers, we're going to talk about a question I have. And that question is blackface in 2025 appropriation or appreciation? All right, and I really thought about this for a moment. Is blackface in 2025 appropriation or appreciation? Now, what really made me think about this, and do you think we should go to break? Go to break, or
do you want to? I mean, we only got one more. I thought we would do it after the rabbit hole.
Okay, let's do it after the rabbit hole. That's what we're doing. We're reformatting a few things. All right. But yeah, I really got to thinking about this, man, because I saw this video over this weekend, dog, and to me, it's super hilarious. But for somebody else out there, they're gonna be like, "Oh, look, these white people at it again." All right, so again, now I know it sounds crazy that a black man asking about blackface in 2025, you know, and asking as if, you know, blackface isn't already inherently racist given historical context. But seeing a video going down my timeline really made me go, huh? All right, it made me laugh, all right? Why would anyone want to do a blackface in 2025 if they weren't already a racist, all right? Well, a group of celebrities lacking cultural sensitivity and maybe, just maybe even tone deaf in the case of how the whole world is moving today seems to believe blackface in 2025 is funny, all right? Entertaining and cool, all right? If you guys have no idea what I am talking about, there's a show that airs in Poland, all right? Where Polish celebrities get up on stage and perform hip-hop songs and R&B songs in blackface. All right, in blackface. Now, I know on the surface level it sounds ridiculous that people from Poland wear blackface to entertain their audience, but you cannot forget that Lil Yachty took the walk to Poland. You remember that? I took the walk to Poland. A nice song, and I actually appreciate that by Lil Yachty. And from the looks of what I saw from this video, I'm about to play. It looks like Lil Yachty left the walk in Poland. So, with that being said, Juicy Jammers, I'm gonna go ahead and take y'all down my rabbit hole and show y'all this video that I actually do find hilarious, but other people are gonna be like, bro, this is so racist.
With some kind of fix, but now
Really? Kendrick? Snoop? And they both saying the N-word. Stevie Wonder? Really? Really? Stevie Wonder? Not the king. Not the king of pop. This gotta be a joke. Oh, wow. Wow. I wasn't sure if she was trying to look like Cardi B or what. No, not the Jamaican great. Not the Jamaican king. Is this a joke? Is this a comedy show? No, look how they did CeeLo. Look like a special ed student. Oh, they killing me.
It's no budget videos, baby. Powered by
Snap.
smoking with S-Stop.
Oh, snap, bro. Hey, Juice. All I can say is, bro, watching this literally it took me out, bro. Because I thought that the makeup could be better. You know? It's 2025, man. I thought the makeup could be better, bro. All right, but I can't lie. I found this whole show utterly hilarious and ridiculous at the same time. Now, if you're wondering, the show that we just watched, y'all, is called Your Face Sounds Familiar. And it airs in Poland, all right? They have one where they did Beyonce, and I'm certain it would have upset the whole entire beehive. But anyway, that was the end of my rabbit hole. Hit the chat, man. Let me know how y'all feeling, Juicy Jammers. Let me know, is black appropriation or appreciation? Is blackface appropriation or appreciation in 2025? FYI, all right? I know Christmas is on the way, and a country most people know as the Netherlands, they actually wear blackface to celebrate Christmas in honor of their good friend Black Pete. All right, but what you think about that, Juice? Was that racist or was that just a appropriation or appreciation?
You know, I saw that clip yesterday.
Yeah.
We're just scrolling on my timeline, and it shocked me. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It shocked me. I didn't watch the full thing, so seeing all of them like really had me cracking up, bro, because they are so serious with how they are trying to, I guess, portray black people.
Yeah.
But it made me think, like just now, it made me think about how, man, that was really crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. The CeeLo Green was hilarious.
Hell yeah, CeeLo Green was wild, bro. Like, they didn't even have his nose right. Like, his nose is pointed, fam. I'm like, damn, like, is this how they see us?
Who was that, Bob Marley, I think?
Yeah, the Bob Marley joke. Bro, they had one when they did Drake, bro. I was like, Drake too dark. Like, this is the first time I saw a dark-skinned Drake, bro.
Man, it made me think, though, that are the issues in the social concepts and issues that we talk about here in America, like, how do other countries feel about them? Like, do they be having them same conversations like how we do? I think because we're in America and because we're so racially divided, that we have these discussions often about what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. You know, white women with braids, or even people doing blackface today, and all of that type of stuff. But in other countries, I don't really know if they know how much pain all of that has caused us, because it wasn't really happening in their countries, you know? So maybe all of the stuff that we talk about here in America is really just American drama. Is it just American drama?
Right. You know what?
Because, like, the people over there in, like, I don't want to say Switzerland or something like that.
You
like,
could just say Poland.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just, what are they what do they talk about on the daily? Like, do they know that that's disrespectful?
Yeah.
Like, are they having those conversations in their own countries?
But
I don't think it's cool whatsoever. Do I think it's funny? Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought it was very funny, but I don't know if they know the harm that they are actually creating, because I don't know how educated they are on doing that type of stuff. To make it an entire TV show, for it to get greenlit to be able to do, and for it to be a big show that happens over there.
Right.
I'm not surprised, kind of like how Josh said, but I don't know. Just I wonder what they talk about over there.
And that's crazy too, just because like these are their celebrities doing this. You know, this is almost like the Masked Singer type of idea, but the Masked Singer is in blackface on this show. You know, and it's one of these things for me where I just feel like people are just tone deaf, especially if they deem themselves to be celebrities. In our mind and what we got going on in the Western culture, Western hemisphere of things, if you are a celebrity, you are a person who has a platform that doesn't just exist here in America, but all across the world. As you said before, Juice, I don't know how, locked in these people are with the rest of the world and knowing how the rest of the
American
world moves.
history and just the backlash that you get from doing that type of stuff. Like, do they truly honestly know that? Is that being taught to their kids in their history books?
Right.
Like, it's in our history books for sure.
And I don't believe
but is
so,
it in
Juice.
theirs?
I don't believe so, because even when you talk about the demographic of Poland, it really is, a Eurocentric place. Now, is there a population of blacks? For sure, but they're not the ones who have, power in the seats, power in seats that can actually change things. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I actually do agree with JG. I think these people, they don't know what they're doing. I think it is an appropriation idea. I think that they're just trying to recognize greatness in the best way that they possibly can, or the way that they see it, not realizing that it is disrespectful to a vast majority of the, global population, because the global population.
Do you think it was right for people to feel some type of way about Drewski doing the whiteface?
I thought that
the comedian Drewski.
Yeah, I think people should have felt some type of way, but at the same time, I thought that was funny. I thought it was very funny.
Why do you think they should have felt some type of way?
Just because,
was that disrespectful?
I think if you're a person who believes in the whole white nationalist movement, I expect for you to be upset. But for the other Americans or even the global people out here in the rest of the world or whatever, I think from their perspective, it was hilarious, because we don't believe in the whole white nationalist idea. It's more so of a progressive idea where we are thinking of from a perspective of the melting pot instead of being the main ingredient. Does that make sense?
My thing is, if people gonna be mad about him doing whiteface, why y'all wasn't mad back in the day when y'all ancestors was doing blackface? Like, that's what I'm not understanding. Like, if now you're upset that someone else is doing to you what you did to them, why is it all of a sudden a problem? It should have been a problem back then. But it don't be a problem until it's done to you.
I mean, as they say, the oppressor can't make fun of the oppressed, but the oppressed can make fun of the oppressor. You know what I'm saying?
Say it one more time. I missed it.
The oppressor can't make fun of the oppressed, but the oppressed can make fun of the oppressor.
Right. Like, exactly. So that's why they say we can't technically be racist, because we have been the oppressed here in America, right?
Yeah,
but I still feel like if you thought it was cool when you was doing it, then think it's cool when we doing it too.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Don't switch up now. That's all I'm saying is don't switch up now, because if they could have it their way, they would still be able to do blackface on them without having any backlash. With some of their kids and their grandkids are still doing it on these college campuses, and even then they think that that's fine. So absolutely not.
And I mean, sometimes, like, for real, like, again, and this isn't to say like all white people are racist or anything like that, or just that anybody is just racist. But sometimes I think people are coming from a good space, good heart, and are just racially like tone deaf and insensitive to other people's like upbringings and stuff. Like, so for instance, I know somebody who works as a security guard or whatever, right? They work as a security guard, but their manager is an older white gentleman. He's like in his later 60s, but he's a cool white dude, right? He's a cool white dude, whatever may have you. A part of this person's staff is an African gentleman, and his name is like Abdullah or whatever. He has a very strong African accent. However, the white dude always calls him Abu. All right, I always calls him Abu, like Abu, Abu. And y'all see Abu up over there, woo, woo, like Abu, Abu. So for him, it's just like I gave him shortened up his nickname. His name's Abdullah or Abdullah, something like that, or whatever. But this person had brought this to my attention, and it was like, Ben, do you realize that he's calling him the monkey from Aladdin? And I got to roll it, bro, because I'm like, wait, hold up. And I was like, what is the monkey's name from Aladdin? He was like, Abu. And I said, damn. So whole time you got this old white dude calling this African dude Abu, which is a name for a monkey. So is that dude being racist, or was he just trying to appropriate and be cool? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes these folks can get things mixed up. They can get things mixed up, man. It can get them into some muddy waters, depending on who they messing with.
Definitely into some muddy waters, because what the heck? Anyway.
That stuff is hilarious to me, man.
Was that the end of the rabbit hole?
Yeah, I'm done. I just had to put that out there, man. Because I really wanted people to laugh. It's Monday. Everybody came through that snow blizzard and stuff like that. And some of us did make it and some didn't.
Well, before we wrap up the show with a bow and give you our drop of juice, we have to hear from our sponsor one more time. So let's hit that thing and hear from Allstate.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm thick cut bacon sizzling on your stove. And while you were over there smearing your bagel, this little piggy went on a splatter spree. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you'll be crying wee, wee, wee over this fire in your home. So get Allstate.
Contact Milwaukee Allstate agent Cindy Johnson today at 414-445-2558.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
And we're back.
We are back, you guys. We are about to wrap up the show with a bow and give you our drop of juice right here on this Monday of Jammin' with Juice. And you know what? My drop of juice is going to be Benjamin. Do you know what my drop of juice is going to be? My drop of juice, I'm about to name the winner of Thanksgiving this year. Yep, I'm going to drop the name of a couple that I absolutely loved and who I felt like killed it this entire Thanksgiving. And you know who I'm going to give it to?
I really want to take a wild guess. I mean,
take a wild guess.
Was it Russell Wilson this year?
No, it was not Russell Wilson this year.
Wait, give me a hint.
We don't got time for that.
Just give me a hint, bro.
It's a rapper.
A rapper?
Yeah.
West Coast rapper, East Coast?
Okay, I'm not doing all that. All right, you guys. So the winner who I feel like won Thanksgiving this year, I'm giving it to Klay Thompson and Megan the Stallion.
Okay.
Yes, they completely won Thanksgiving, you guys. Now, I'm not going to lie. I originally thought that their couple was a little bit of a PR stunt. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, is this like for real? But I'm not going to lie to y'all. I do feel like what they got going on is real, and I'm happy for them both. Like, I'm happy for Klay. I'm happy for Meg. I know people are saying because Klay all in love now, he not playing as well, but that's neither here nor there. I think that they got each other's back. So Megan Thee Stallion actually cooked Thanksgiving dinner for his family, okay? And his dad said that she really put her foot in it, okay? They was like, all black women know how to cook. I don't know if they know me, but they was like, black women know how to cook, okay? So she was in charge of the turkey, and she killed that turkey. Everybody ate it. Everybody loved it all, and it was just fabulous. She was seen being courtside, sitting with his mom at one of the games, I believe, over the weekend as well. So she's meeting the family. The family loves her, and I believe he even changed the name of his boat to SS Stallion.
She didn't put that on him. She put that thing on that man.
They are really taking it, okay? And I just love that she feels like she's in her soft girl era, or at least that's what it looks like. The ladies love to talk about that, and Klay seems like he's happy as well. So I hope that this is something that lasts for a while. Even if they don't necessarily get married, I hope that they enjoy each other's company, enjoy each other's time, because they completely have won Thanksgiving, and they are just so cute together. And shout out to Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, shout out to them, man. Applause again.
Yeah,
love is beautiful.
Yes.
For real though, I did look at that macaroni, and she did put her foot in it, and then they said that Klay Thompson spit a bullet out of his mouth. So
spit a bullet out his mouth? What does that mean?
Maybe you just have to rewind what I just said, bro.
He spit.
She put her foot in it, and then he had found a bullet in his food, bro.
That's not funny. You're canceled.
Well, that's the show, y'all. Hey, but you know what though? If I'm gonna leave out with anything, my drop of juice or whatever,
you're canceled.
Maybe I am. Shoot.
I'm so sick of men. And you supposed to be 33, and your brain is developed to be this type of person?
Hey,
whatever.
You know what, man? Shout out to everybody who watched and listened to the show today.
I hope Klay Thompson beat you up like he was about to beat up Jammin.
He can't fight. Shoot, he can't fight, man.
You don't know that. He taller than you.
That don't mean nothing.
Klay got you, bro.
You know how many people bigger than me I done fought?
Klay got you, bro.
Whatever.
Anyway. He works out. He got you, bro.
All right.
You gonna be winded. You gonna be tired. You gonna be out of breath. All of the things. Trying to get on Meg's man, and then Meg gonna come stomp you with her foot. How about that?
She probably will. Bigfoot.
Yeah, she gonna come stomp you with it. How about that?
I'm just saying, though, live your lives, man, and just remember that you have to get back to God. That's what this whole journey is about, y'all. It's amazing.
All right, you guys. Thanks so much for tapping into Jammin' with Juice today. It's Jammin' with Juice, baby. Let's do it again tomorrow, 7 to whenever we want to be done. I am your girl, Noni Juice, always keeping it juicy. That has been Jammin'.
It's amazing.
And shout out to all of y'all, our certified juicy jammers. Now sip on that. Oh, should we tell them tomorrow is one of the last shows this week?
Yeah. Tomorrow's one of the last shows this week, y'all.
Ben is going on vacation.
I'm going to
for
Florida.
A whole week, y'all.
Whole week. So we will be running reruns, replays, and things of that nature. But you know, you still have us tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yeah, you'll have us tomorrow, and then we'll be back sometime next week. But we wanted to give y'all the heads up. We'll bring it up in the beginning of the show tomorrow. We'll bring it up all throughout tomorrow's show, so y'all don't forget. But yes, y'all, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe in the snow. Make sure you are aware of all the parking violations and stuff, and the winter regulations and rules. I don't want y'all getting in trouble, okay? But yeah, have a good one. See y'all later. Bye.
Fresh dinner.
W's in the chat. Actually, L's in the chat because Ben is wild.
Juice is a loser. Who's there? Don't you stop playing, man. Oh, man.